Hello, hello, and welcome to the channel. I'm happy you're here. Today's going to be kind of a different episode or whatever video. We're going to be talking about, well, yearly planning. It's January. It's time to plan out the year. I did a really fun activity with some friends the other weekend, and I wanted to do it actually here on the channel with you guys. So again, well, I do help people with moving to Costa Rica, which does involve a lot of planning and actually breaking things down. But this time we're actually going to be planning and breaking down our year. So if you want to join us, why don't you I've got my iPad. We're going to be having the iPad over here on the screen. And why don't you join in on me? If this is your first video, well, I primarily focus on helping people move to Costa Rica. You know, we do scouting trips, retreats, relocations, the whole 9 yards. So there's a lot going on with that, and you can definitely check out the rest of the channel for that. I also love personal and self-development. Like those are things I've always been interested in. I'm always trying to figure out like how can I live a more balanced lifestyle. I'm always kind of reevaluating how things are going in my own life in all the different categories. So I really enjoyed planning out my year. I actually had a ton of stuff. So let's do this together because I think it's really fun. If you like these kinds of things, stick around for this video and let's do it. So you'll need a pad and a paper for yourself. Grab yourself a little something so that you can do some writing, and we're going to do some writing together. So the categories that we're going to be looking, well, I'll write them all out for you at first. So we are going to be, am I doing the right color? Okay. So we're going to be looking at finances, travel, family, business, if applicable, home, professional. I think that was it. Oh, no, personal. Oh, can't forget personal. Personal. So these are our categories right here. What you can do is, however you want to do it on your paper, you might end up pausing this video a bit as well. So what I'm going to do is, like, first things first, let's put down our finance goals. So I do like to use different colors. Okay, so like finance. So here, I would write down your finance goals. I'm going to share a few of mine. I'm not going to write down, because I went a little bit crazy with all my goals. So let's see. But there is a way that we're going to be able to break them down. So if you want, I'm going to write down some of mine. You can pause this video and write down some of the goals that you have for 2025. 2025 for finance. What are your finance goals? One of mine is one of mine is not to incur any debt. I have like, don't put X amount into investments. Again, you start writing your things. I'm gonna max out my Roth IRA. I'm going to have my own version of a no spend year. So yeah, take the time. Why don't you pause this video right now if you need more time to think about your finance goals. So go ahead and pause. Okay, well, if you're done, what we're going to do then is we're going to go back, and then you're going to start actually writing down, like, each quarter, what do you need to be doing every 3 months in order to do these goals. So cool, that's finance. Let's move on over to travel. Here we have travel. So I have some travel goals that I'm going to put down as an example. For example, I want to go to Panama this year. I want to go back to Colombia. And I'm going to do a winter trip in Europe. Okay, so what are your travel goals, if any? Is it Costa Rica? Are you trying to come to Costa Rica? So again, this is also maybe while you're writing. I don't know if you can write and listen at the same time. Kind of, what we're doing is a lot of what we do whenever we're creating someone's month-to-month timeline. in their relocation. It's like, okay, maybe your goal is to relocate in a year from now, in 6 months from now. We're going to be looking at the big picture, look at all the logistics. So, okay, we have finances, we have travel, but it could be packing, shipping, bringing your pets. And then we see, okay, what needs to happen each month, each quarter, each month in order to be successfully moved in 6 months or 1 year. So all of it really does break down pretty equally. So that's a lot of what we do when we are working with someone is we do create that month-to-month timeline for them. So it's not okay. Well, what am I supposed to be doing every month to make sure I'm on track for all these different logistics and goals? So that's why I like it, because relocation for me is a lot like planning out my year. So and I thought that they do actually really connect. So maybe one of your travel goals is Costa Rica, and that's pretty cool. Maybe I want to travel more in Costa Rica. Actually, I do. I'm going to put that down too. Travel in. I'm going to be doing a lot of collaborations this year. So, oops, I misspelled that. Okay, so why don't you finish up writing whatever you want for travel. And if you need to pause, go ahead and pause here. Okie doke. So I'm assuming that you're done. Okay, next page. Next page is going to be family. So maybe think about family. If it's just you, whatever, that's still a family. Your family, your extended family, if you have family. Family goals. So again, just being more intentional with our family too. So for me personally, I want to teach my daughter how to ride a bike finally. So go ahead and write down your goals. I wish I had some music for you here, but I don't. And also YouTube wouldn't like that. I want to do more day trips as a family. And just like more quality time. Okay. So pause here if you want to take more time to kind of write down your goals, like your family goals. Okay, and then next we're going to go to business. So I don't know, maybe you have aspirations to start a business, maybe you have a business. My business goals I wrote down, and then I had to like make a whole nother like separate thing about them, because that's like a whole nother entity for me. So business goals. So like I'll share some of mine here. So start if you have a business or if you aspire to have a business. Let me write down some business goals. If not, you can just kind of skip this part. For me, a big goal is to be making professional collaborations this year. I want to delegate more. I have a hard time at letting tasks go. um, Smooth out our follow-up system. And another big one, this would have been at the top. I want to make a positive impact. Make more of a positive impact on Costa Rica. So making more of a positive impact on Costa Rica with the business. We just did our Christmas party last December, and that was awesome. Thank you to all those who did contribute to that. That was amazing. All the kids, the party was fantastic, beautiful. So yeah, business. So go ahead. If you need more time to think about business, I had like pages of business, so I'm not going to write all that. But yeah, so if you want to pause, go ahead and pause here. Okie dokie. Now we're going to move to home. So home goals. I definitely have some home goals. I don't know what color I want this to be. Okay, home. So home. For me personally, I want to potty train Crystal still. She's 2 years old. It's my fault. She's not fully potty trained. It's crazy. Oops, what am I doing? Potty train Crystal. I want to clean out and sell what's not in use. So some of you, for moving, you might be downsizing. Start downsizing your house. I try to every 6 months I do like a full clean out of my house because I just don't want to accumulate. I don't like accumulating. So yeah, so cleaning out what's not in use. Just more organized meals for the week. which I've actually been doing, which is good. I finally found something that works for me. Okay, so that's home. So if you want to continue working on home, you can go ahead. Again, I'm just writing an abbreviation of some of my things here. So yeah, if you want to continue working at home, go ahead and pause this. So gosh, you can have a whole page. I had a pretty long list here for home myself. So go ahead and write out your list and pause this video. And if you're done, okay. Now we're going to go to professional and personal. So professional, I kind of had a hard time like mentally separating that from business. So I guess it's kind of whatever you really want it to mean. I took it as, so some of my examples would be, expanding my professional network, which I've been doing, which feels great. And would be better to make these like SMART goals, the SMART goals that are specific, measurable, I don't know what the rest stands for, attainable, time, like they have, they more specific. You can make them more specific. So I could even say like, start a relationship with 4 new business contacts in my field per month. That would be an example of like expanding professional networks. So maybe rather than not having it so general, make sure to actually make your goals pretty specific. I kind of broke everything down separately. Like I had my general goals and I thought, okay, well, how am I going to actually do those? So that's when I started breaking them down a little bit more. I wanted to do like I want to listen to 1 audiobook per month about business. I like doing audiobooks because I can listen to them when I'm walking. I want to have, for me personally, I want to have like 4 professional goal hours. I think maybe more per month, any more. Anyways, I was just thinking like some hours of just dedicated time to like really sit and reflect on the business, things like that. And I want to work on my public speaking. So maybe like take a course or something. I already have an idea of one. So yeah, work on my public speaking abilities. We use them a lot for the retreats. So, and I talk to people all day, every day on the phone, but talking, like actually engaging an audience. One of my goals, actually professional goals, has to be been landing more professional speaking gigs, and I have been. So, not gigs, or whatever you call them. I've been to more conferences. So that's, I want to improve that. And of course, we have our own conferences that we make for people. Okay, so go ahead and finish up your professional. This could be, if you have a job, like what professional goals do you have within that job or whatever you're doing? You can go ahead and pause. Okay, now we're going to go with our personal goals. Personal. So write down your personal. I'm just going to do a few. And I had a pretty long laundry list of this too. One of my goals is to learn calisthenics. I am spelling this wrong, and I'm okay with that. I've made peace with it. Learning calisthenics. I'm making moves towards it. I'm at the gym a lot. So yeah, it's a different type of exercise type that I want to try. Personally, I want to average 70K steps per week. For me, my personal goal of my diet, I've been doing this for a while now, actually. Just pretty much 6 days out of the week, no sugar, no carbs. Like I like bread, pastas, none of that. And 130 grams of protein per day. And some other things, but yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to. And then I have some like health things I want to do every 6 months and make sure I prioritize that. Maybe like, yeah. So once you write down your personal goals, this one got a little long for me when I was doing mine. So take your time, write them down. Like with all these, really just take your time and write them down and think of everything that you can. And you can always go back and add something. That's why it's good to leave the space. Give it the whole page. Give each category the whole page. That way you can keep adding on to it too if you want to. Okay, so go ahead and pause if you're still working. Alrighty, so now what I would do is come back here, and then we want to think, So the March 31st of this year, at quarter one, like what is going to be done that shows you that you've made progress on this. So like I could ask myself, okay, did I incur any debt in quarter one? Nope, I didn't. Did I put the X amount in investments am I on track to have X amount in investments? Am I at least a third of the way through? Or do I have a plan to at least be a third of the way through? No, sorry, a third. 1/4 of the way through on the amount that I want to have in my investments at the end of the year. Am I contributing to the correct amount to my Roth IRA these months? Am I sticking to having my version of the no spend year? So just evaluating each of those things, and let's say for some reason I'm like, no, I'm actually not on track with maxing out my Roth, or like I didn't contribute as much as I should have these last 2 months. Okay, well, why is that? Oh, maybe I had an unexpected expense come up, or so maybe things that maybe you're not on track with, evaluate why you're not on track and how you can get back on track. And then I would really like think, okay, by the end of March, 31st, 2025, that's the time to be reviewing. And you can do this with friends too. That's what I'm saying. Like our friends, I'm going to get them together. They, I'm sure they just love this. They love being friends with me. um, maybe I'm a little tense sometimes. That's okay. So, for example, Panama. We're in January 7th. So I did write Panama. I've already bought my tickets to go to Panama. I'm going in February. I've already bought my tickets to go to Colombia. Winter Christmas trip, I have to save a certain amount for the next 6 months in order to make that happen. So yeah, so I'm already on track for my quarter one. So like what I'll be able to do is look back in quarter one, because I actually wanted to do these 2 trips in quarter one. So I can look back and go, okay, did I go to Panama? Did I go to Colombia? And did I save a third of what I need to save for the winter trip that I want to take? So things like that. So just see and you're going to know best, like what do you need to have accomplished in quarter one. If you need to break it down by month, break it down by month. I'm actually breaking things down week per week. So again, I'm a little crazy sometimes. So like what is this? That is like my week. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at my goals that I've set out for this year, and then I have my normal work schedule. Hey, my dogs. But then I'm looking at, okay, each week, what do I need to be doing each week and essentially each month that are going to make sure that I'm accomplishing what I want to accomplish for the first quarter. All that probably sounds really intense. If it is, or whatever, just follow it the best that you can. But I've just noticed that nothing in life is really going to get done unless you just go do it. Like you have to actually go do it. So I'm going to close up here in a bit, but I did some, one of my clients invited me. How do I get rid of this? She invited me to speak. I think she was actually doing like an online version of this or something. They were doing some kind of mapping out your new year or something, which is just stuff that I love. And she invited me to talk and there to her group. And I was like, I want to join this next year. It was just a bunch of women. It was awesome. And they're mapping out their year. And we were talking about transitions and getting through transitions and things like that. So, I would just say you really need, just like if you're going to be moving, you need to know where you're going, right? So this is life. Like you need to know where you're going. So for me, I need to know where I'm going. That's why I do map out these things so I can make sure that I'm on track. And, the thing is about life too, is that 5 years ago, I never would have expected that I would have been here, like doing what I'm doing and being in this house and having this life, to be honest with you at all, which is really cool, right? So it's awesome to like map things out and have intention and like know where you want to go, but then also like just leave room for magic to happen, leave room for unexpected things for life to take its turns. And sometimes, if you do face struggles this year, just keep going and stay true to who you are and what's at your core, and you'll get through it, right? Like we all get through it one way or another. So yeah, I hope this video it was a little bit different, obviously, but I like self-development. I love these kinds of things. So I did want to do this video for the new year, and I really thank you for joining me in planning if this was fun for you. Moving stuff is in the description below. All the links are in there. And yeah, if you like this video, make sure to give it a like or a thumbs up or whatever YouTube tells you to do. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you want information on moving to Costa Rica. And if you found the information valuable, I have like a buy me a coffee link in my thing there on YouTube. So yeah, all right, well, I'll see you guys on the next video, and I promise we will return to our usual programming of moving to Costa Rica. But if you guys like this stuff, let me know, because I always like talking about these things too. All right, see you guys in the next video.